Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today it's slightly cold. I was going to wear a t-shirt but it got cold so I put a jumper on. Today we will be playing the second episode of the second series of Twilight 2000. So yes, welcome back to Twilight 2000, our Series 2 as voted by you, the viewer. Thank you very much for returning. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much to our members, and let's get on with it. So, we left our team. Doc had decided to stay behind. Staff had decided that it wasn't within their best interests to... So let's say that they give staff the benefit of the doubt. They'd hung around, so they fought on the 7th. It's now the 10th. We'll call it the 11th of May. So they've hung around for like 4 days. No more orders turned up. Staff is getting itchy. Jane's leg has been braced. Toby Jones, who is the mechanic driver of the Bradley, he has taken up the mantle of being doctor, so he's got the medical kit. Everybody has replenished themselves with ammunition. I gave Jack Jane's hunting rifle. Staff has his L96 back. What else can I tell you that I've done in between? Did I tell you that I leveled up Staff's range combat and Jack's stamina? I don't know if I mentioned that last time because they had XP that could be spent. We haven't given Toby Jones or Jacob XP yet, and I will do that after this session. And that's about it really. The people in the village are not happy with them at all, so no one's really come out. We'll say it's the morning of May the 11th and they are in their Bradley. We'll say that as they're mounting up and staff's going, all right then lads, are we ready? We need to head west and we need to get there as fast as possible. Now, we are here, he says, getting the map out and laying it on the top of the Bradley. We need to get over here. We need to get as west as possible, obey the orders, head west, go into Germany. That's what we got told. Now, there's an airdrop here. If we can get there, that would be grand. Now, what we've got is we've got cross country now. As far as I'm aware, we should be able to shift there in a day. Actually, that's about right. The way they go at the moment with this Bradley, they're going to get over, they're going to get at the edge in no time at all, which then means I'm going to need another map to keep it rolling, unless we just start at the other end. But I'll try and get another map to see if we can do that. Which was kind of the reason why I didn't give them a vehicle, because then they can't get to the edge. Then it'll take them less time. Well, we'll see how it goes. So they're in the forest and they're going to start heading off. Now, what they'll turn around, actually, one thing that might hold them up is fuel. Because one of the things that I was thinking, so the Bradley has a fuel capacity of 360 litres. It's probably half full. So Toby Jones will say, well, one of the things you should know, staff, is that we're only half on fuel. It's diesel, and I haven't converted it to use alcohol fuel, and we don't have a still anyway. So we're going to need to get fuel, or we're going to have to march it. What do the Americans say? The English say tab. Well, my mate Steve, who was in the army, did. So anyway, we're going to have to march it if we run out of fuel. Oh, bloody hell, fella! Now I know. All right. Let's see what we do. Now, what they also do, they consume 12 litres per hex, doubled if it's cross-country, and they are going cross-country to get where they're going. So they might actually run out of fuel, and then they'll have to move by foot the rest of it. So, we are going to... So I'm a bit rusty at this because, of course, I haven't played for a very long time, this. So we've got, what is it? There is a morning shift, a day shift, an evening shift, and a night shift. So let's, first off, weather. That's right, isn't it? We go weather first. I've actually got a thing here, haven't I? procedure. Weather. We see if the weather is good, bad, or ugly. Where's the weather table? So we'll start off by saying it's cloudy, and then we roll a d6. If it's a hit, it gets better. If it's that, it starts to rain. Okay, so it's raining. Raining means that they can only travel one. I believe raining means that you can only travel 1 hex a day on when it's raining, if I remember rightly. Assign and resolve tasks for each PC. So morning, they're still there. So morning is they're getting ready. We've got the day shift. We have Jane, Staff, Jack, Toby, Jacob. Now Toby's driving. Staff will be on watch. What else have we got? All right, we will have Jane is been told to sleep by Staff, and Jack has been told to sleep, and Jacob is going to be resting because Jacob isn't going to, basically, he's going to keep an eye on Toby. So we would then do our, because it's raining, so we get a reduction. We also get a reduction because they're travelling in a vehicle. So we do Staff for keeping watch, which is a recon roll. Staff has a D12 and a D10. I'll get the hang of it in the end. Staff is sticking his head up every now and then, but it's raining, and he's got binoculars, which gives him +2, which gives D12, D12. They are in a vehicle, which drops it by 2, D10, D10, and it's raining, which drops it by 1, D10, D8. We still get 1 hit. Good work, Staff. Right, we also need to make a survival roll as we go into each hex that we move through. We need to make a survival roll, or we're going to go north or south of where we are, and we're trying to head towards that other ammo cache. But we'll do a driving roll for Jacob. No, for Toby, because if he fails the driving roll, they are going to have a mishap, which is a D10, D10, but it's raining, so it drops by 2 to a D8, D8. 2 hits. Nice. That is that for them. We need a survival roll for each hex, but we also got an encounter for this shift. I should have watched some of the old videos to remind myself how to do this, but I trusted I knew what I was doing. Oh no. Right, so we need an encounter for this shift. Now they're going cross country, so at some point within this shift's move, this encounter will come out, and we'll see how far that they could travel. They might actually even be able to get to that cache, and then we'll do an encounter just for the cache to see if anyone's there and anyone's found it. So encounter for this shift, the day shift for the 11th of May. What do we got? So we've got road, so traveling. We've got off-road or on-road, day or night. For my country, a village of 2d6 houses surrounded by barbed wire and sandbags. Guards have AKs, 2 reloads and 2 grenades. Villagers are very suspicious of foreign soldiers, but may be reasoned with or even traded with. All right, it's raining. Mate, what do we need? We need fuel. So maybe we'll see if we can do a trade for fuel, and then we'll see if they need anything. But first we need to work out where that is. And to do that, we will go through hex by hex to see where we go. What is us? I think we'll do, shall we do, oh I know, we're gonna use one of the pointy ones as suggested by Don C, possibly. Right, so that's the village. We'll take that as a village. We are going to attempt to move to here, bypassing this village. Oh no, unless that was a village. I can't remember which village it was. Let's say it was that one, and we're here. So we're going to attempt to go there, which means we need to make a survival roll. It's also raining. Who's got the best survival? I think it's staff. D12, D8. Yeah, staff, D12, D8. So we've got D12, D8. We have binoculars, which adds 2, which would go D12, D12, but it's raining, which drops it by 2. We need a hit, otherwise we're going to go to the north or south. Hit, okay? Then and that's consumed 12 fuel of our 180. We will then move next hex. Actually, if we move next hex, we can call this little bit here. If we move from there to there, we can call that the village that we've just rolled. And I think for travel, so how many hexes have we moved? We moved from there to there, which gave us a wooded area, which means that we do half. So that counts as 2 hexes, and it's 24 fuel. And then we're moving there to there, which also has green in, which counts as 2 more hexes. So we've moved 4 hexes and another 24 fuel, which is 48 fuel. But we need to roll. Oh no, we did a successful roll to get from there to there. Now we need to roll another success. So we've ended up here. This is now this place here. If we spend too much time here, then that will. So what I'm doing is trying to make sure we don't hit the edge too fast. So we've come across this little settlement here, and we have reached the outside. So we're coming up close. Staff Mac did a hit on his watch. So using binoculars, go, hold on, put your foot down, break, banging on the top. Something up ahead. There's let's do some rolling to see how many houses. So looking at, right, what I can see is there's a lot of houses there. We've got 12 houses, a lot of barbed wire, some sandbags, and it looks like we've got, hold on, let me do some counting. We've got 5 pieces at the moment. There's about 10 guards. There's a lot of guards there. I don't think we can take them. But why are we going to want to take them? Right? They're like, what are we going to take them for? They're like, Jack's woken up and Jane's woken up. I mean, what do we need? And there's a total, he can't count this, but there'd be a total of, so what's that, 11? There's a lot of people there. So that'd be 110, that's 55, there's 55 inhabitants. And this place is Zimgrod. Z-M-I-G-R-O-D. That's got to be being pronounced wrong. All we can see is guards with AKMs. What we don't know is they've got an RPG and a mortar. We've had this card before, haven't we? All right, we can see if they've got any fuel. What do you reckon? We can bypass it, or we can go up and we can have a word and see if they've got any fuel. Now, one of the things is they could be, and this might send us off on like a side quest, is the marauders who hit the other place may be hitting this place, which means we can maybe use that. Well, let's find out. Let's go up to them first. So, all right, slowly, catchy monkey. Let's go up and we'll see what's going on. I'm going to walk ahead. Let's see. Jane, love, do you feel up to a stroll? It might look good, you having your leg in a brace. Coming up, we might look less, dangerous. Jack, and what's your name? I can't do the Polish accent. Jacob. Right, you're good on the heavies, aren't you? How'd you guess? He says, patting his MK. MK? No, PMK. PMK, not an MK. PMK. It's PKM. He's PKM, which is a machine gun. And Jack has an M16. Jack, mate, you get up on the M240. Get up on the M240 and just keep an eye on us. What's your name again? Jacob. Jake, you just keep a bit behind us and keep the gun down. Try and be a bit low key. we are going to go and have a word. So they're going to slowly roll up towards the barbed wire. It's on the edge of the road, but it's on the edge of the road. This settlement is on the edge of the road here, but they're approaching from this line here. People start shouting across in Polish. They don't understand, but Jacob does understand, and Jacob's going to say to staff, they're telling you to stop. No way, really? Who would have guessed it? And so staff and Jane will stop, and maybe they're going to send a couple of people out sheepishly, because they've got 10 guards. They've got a couple. They're going to send a couple of people out sheepishly to come over and start talking to staff. Staff. I can't remember if staff speaks Polish. I've got a feeling that he does, because I said he was an operator, and most of them, they learn the language when they go to an environment. What's it? A theatre of operations. So they go there and they learn the language. So he might possibly know enough Polish. Let's see if he can remember enough Polish. We'll give him just an intelligence roll. Yes. So he remembers enough Polish. Probably slightly more than my Italian. What can I say to you in Italian? That's what I say. He's going to go the equivalent of sono perso, which I think means I'm lost. Sono perso, voi la stazione, which possibly means I need the station. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, he's going to say Andari West, mate. Andari West, isn't it, geez? Andari West. So he does that, and he's saying in slightly better than that Polish that we're looking to trade. Looking to trade, mate. We need fuel. You got any diesel? So we'll do his persuasion, which is not great. A D8, it's raining, and a D6. But because they've got Jane, has Jane got persuasion? Jane hasn't got persuasion, but Jane's got an alright empathy. Jane is next to him. I'm going to give him a +1, which will make it a D8. So he's going to go up and he's going to try and persuade them that they don't mean any trouble. They just want to do some trading. They're on their way past. They're not going to cause any hassles whatsoever. He gets 1 hit. That's all right. So the person kind of understands, and he's going to tell him to just wait there, and he's going to go back and he's going to get the chief, who will come out. Now this is where we will find out whether it's a marauder or not, because we've got like the keyword bits. So we've got people, things, and descriptors. So what we're going to do is let's get some words to find out what they might either need or want dealt with. So first off, we'll go things, which is an ace. Money. All right, so we've got the word money. Not very useful in this world. Then we'll go people. A 2. Deserter. All right, it is the marauders. So marauder is a 3. That being a 2, we're going to say that deserter is because there is a band of deserted. We'll go black. They are American. Red, they are Russian. Black, American. There's a band of American deserters. Doc's not one of them. American deserters who have been causing problems, and they are demanding money. Let's see. We will go. Let's pull out a card. Hearts. A 4 of hearts. Occupied. 4 of hearts comes up with the word occupied. All right. There is somewhere nearby which is occupied by a band of US deserters. Oh, we're gonna have to do? We're gonna do a skirmish, aren't we? We're gonna do a skirmish. Did we have the no, I did do a Bradley, didn't I? I've got a Bradley. All right, we'll do it. So we'll do. Okay. So what they say is, okay. Now, next question is, do they have diesel? And if we come up with a no, they might turn around and say that they do have diesel, but they don't actually, which means that they will attempt to. They're going to attempt to persuade staff that they have diesel. So, do they have diesel? Reds is, of course, yes. Blacks is no. The amount of diesel is how big the number is. No. So, 10, no, they don't have diesel. They do not have diesel. They're saying they need diesel. We'll say that their chief. Now we'll go. I think I'm going to do an oracle roll to say if they're going to lie and pretend they have diesel. But I think they're going to do it anyway. Even if this comes up a no, I'm probably going to do it anyway. Red, yes, and an ace, that's the highest. Basically, I'm going to give the chief a bonus to a persuasion roll to attempt to persuade staff that they've got a lot of diesel, and all he needs to do is get rid of this problem for them, and they're definitely tooled up enough to be able to do it, and they can have as much diesel as they want. No problems, no questions asked. Where's my head at? Here it is. All right, let's say, what did I make that last? The boss of the last place, I made a Polish officer. So let's make him a Polish officer equivalent. He's got an empathy of B, which is a D10, and he's got a persuasion of D, which is a 6. But I might use command, which is an 8. And because he rolled extra, I'm going to give him a +1 to that, which is a D10, D10. So he's going to attempt to convince staff that they have diesel. He doesn't, he's nothing there, but if staff rolls a nothing as well, we will say that staff is, all right then, staff is nothing as well. Staff is, as far as staff's not too sure. So staff can't tell whether this guy is lying or not. Staff can't tell whether they've got diesel or not. It's big, they've got 55 people there, 10 guards, they've got a lot of stuff that's big, there's 12 buildings. They could have diesel. Do they have, here we go, this is a tell. Do they have vehicles? Do they have vehicles, Mr. Oracle? No, not that we can see. So this is neutral. The low numbers set comes out as neutral on this chart. Not that we can see. We cannot see vehicles. That doesn't mean they don't have vehicles. What it means is we can't see vehicles. So we can't see vehicles. So they might have be out. They might not have any. We don't know. All right. So staff will say, all right, give us a moment. I'm going to go back and see what everyone wants to do. And then we'll ask you some questions about where they're camped out. And then we'll have to randomly roll. Maybe we'll send them north to mean that we'll waste some of their time. Extend season 2 and find out. So he's going to go back and start talking to the rest of them. If Doc was there, he'd be all over it. Jane, I'm going to make them all make an empathy roll and see if they get hit, they're going to want to do something. Jane's leg hurts. Jane's leg hurts, and she doesn't care. Staff, I don't mind what we do, staff. Honestly, I'll back you up no matter what you decide. What you decide, staff, we will do. Jack is all for, let's go. Let's do it. Right there. Hit. He's gone Scottish. Deserters. Let's do them. That was awful. Awful accent. I should have been practicing over the last few weeks, shouldn't I? Jacob is not nonplussed, so Jacob doesn't exactly say no. Jacob and Jonesy are like, actually, because they failed it. Jacob and Jonesy are like, let's just go. Let's just go and keep going. Jane will follow Staff. Staff is going to. Actually, no, I'm not going to use that. I'll decide. What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't have to follow what stupid dice say. Staff will go, all right then, we need the fuel. We've got to get back. We need the fuel. They've got fuel. We need fuel. Now, I don't know why you two geezers are saying no. We've got no fuel. There's not a lot. Like, I don't know how much we've used up. They've used a third of the tank. But we're going to need new fuel soon, aren't we? Yeah. So, let's just get this done. All right? We can find out where it is, and then we can go, like, let's go back and ask them, find out where it is, and I'll go have a look. Normally, I'll take Jane. Right, you've got brilliant sniper, love, haven't you? If you just back me up from a distance, you can use the L96. I've taught you what to do. Use the L, it's got a massive range on it. Use the L96, we'll stick you somewhere high up as we can, and we'll have a look. I'll go and have a close-up butchers, all right? So, we need to find out where these marauders are. Now, there's a few little places, but they could be sort of parked up here somewhere. So why don't, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do a D6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's in that direction. 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, it's back the way they just came. And then we'll go a minimum of 1, 2, 3. And then they're going to go past and go, I'll tell you what, we'll go sort them out for you. It's going to be a minimum of 3. Oh, that's too far. Mind you, let's come around the Man King, around Jacob. All right, it's not going to be over there because that just goes back to Jacob. 5, we're going south. All right, we are going south. Oh, I nearly knocked my tea over. I'm so English. So what we've got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, over here. All right, we'll come down this way. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do a D10. It's probably going to be 1. No, 4. 4's all right. So we're over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, here. You see that? Here. Here is where, somewhere in this area, they know, but I'm going to put one of these stubby ones on because we don't know exactly where. What was it? It's 4, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say, I'm going to stick it here. Somewhere around here. Somewhere around there, we know that there are somewhere in this area, there's marauders have, like, maybe they've got taken over an area, or they've got a camp. Maybe it's like tents. We don't know what it is. I'm thinking probably it'll be tents. So we need to shifty our way down. 1, 2. We've got to try and, we've got to pass. This is wreckage, so that's all right. So we'll go via the roads here, but then we're going to come back off road, and then head back down again. So we will take the road, which is slightly easier, so we don't need to make rolls, but we'll come off road here. So we've got, we will do 12 fuel. We're going to run out of fuel. Maybe we'll stick. We're going to run out of fuel, won't we? So we will go for, take that as the morning. We'll then have the, what we've got, it's the evening shift, and then night, then we can camp up here, and then staff can go over at night to have a look. So we'll go evening. Because they didn't do a full shift of move, I will let them do an evening shift of moving. Let's see what the weather's like. The weather gets even worse. So we've got storms now. So possibly we can't, but maybe we can go today. But then we've got the roads as well. We'll give Jonesy driving role and hope he doesn't make a mistake. So we'll go, we know that's where the fuel is. So we've got, that's where the fuel is. This is us. We are going to come onto the road. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 will be 50, will be 60 litres, and will get us there. And then because we're crossing over there, so we'll give, because we're just travelling by road, we'll give Jonesy a roll. So we'll go, we've got, this is the last shift that they could actually drive. So we're going to say that staff is on watch, Jane is on guard, so Jane is ready to respond. So she's basically got the sniper rifle ready. Jacob is on guard, he's on the M240. Toby's driving, and Jack will be resting for now. So let's have staffs. If the rain is worse, we've got D12, D12, dropping to D10, D10. No hits. If we do have an encounter on the road, we're not going to know what they're doing. Let's see if Jacob can do a driving roll. And otherwise, even though we're on the road, we don't need to go to hex by hex, but we're going to have some issue with the vehicle. What's driving? Where's Jacob gone? Toby Jones, rather. Jonesy. A BB, which is a D10, D10. But we're going to drop that by 1 because of the rain. No, so, okay, we're going to have a mishap on the road. Here we've got a mishaps table, which is a D12. 1. Oh, 2d6. 9. Engine overheated. The vehicle must stop for the rest of the shift. Okay, so at that point on the bridge, the vehicle starts to overheat because of being pushed too hard on that bridge. So we have consumed a total. So that is 60, which gives us 108 fuel used. Jeez. 108 fuel used at that point. That gives us, we've got 72 litres of fuel left. There's like a quarter of the tank left. These burn fuel. It's amazing that they try, like, well, this is, anybody asked why don't we get a Jeep? This is why. All right, so we're at this bridge, which is near so we've got this ruins, which this is burnt out buildings, there's wreckage, maybe there's people living in it, we're not too sure. And now we'll do an encounter roll for this part. So now it's getting to be the evening, it's early in the evening, we've still got a while to travel down here. It's not night yet, we're going to have to basically pitch camp, but we have got the Bradley that we can sleep in or around, so it's going to be a bit easier to pitch camp. We're by the side of that bridge and we'll see what happens with the bridge. Let's see what our encounter is for this shift. Buying and selling. Small village is defended by local civilians who are ready to barter with PCs for weapons or protection in exchange for food and lodgings to stay there indefinitely. This was the place that we just buying and selling. That's the same as the place. All right, so what we're going to say is that from where we are, they see us, we see them, but it's raining, so they don't come out. Basically, those ruins have people living in. There's so basically they're living rough. There's a little shanty town. There's a shanty town in those ruins. The ruins of WROCTAW. So there's a shanty town in the ruins. There's a shanty town in those ruins. There's how many people? Did I just put that card away like an idiot? I did, but it's at the top. There are 2d6 times 5 people living there. So there's 25 people, handful of guards, lots of tents and stuff. There's 2d6 worth of tents. So there's only 5 tents. So basically we see some lights, but by the time we get close enough, they see our lights. So they're aware that we're here. We're aware that they're there. And we're basically just keeping distance. We're on either side of that bridge. We're on the north side of that bridge. We're on the north side of the bridge. They're on the south side of the bridge around that area. Now, I doubt that they're even been, but maybe they get bothered by these deserters, but it's highly unlikely because they're going to be too small for it. There's hardly anybody there. They probably don't have anything. They might have some food, but instead what we will do is we're going to camp up here and we're going to sort of turn off lights. We're going to do some rolls and we're going to attempt to basically camp the night, and then in the morning, it's basically the storm is getting worse still. It's heavy thunder. We are going to have, so this is the night shift of the 11th of May. We will have Jane, who has slept, is going to keep watch. Staff will sleep. Jack, who else slept? Jack is going to keep watch with Jane. So Jack is going to give Jane, and so though Jane will make the roll, Jack is going to give Jane assistance. Toby will sleep and Jacob will sleep. So Staff, Toby and Jacob must make a stamina roll because they haven't set camp. They're just sleeping in the Bradley, which I would assume is not the most comfortable place to have a sleep. So we are going to go, so Staff has got a D8 to get a good night's sleep. Staff sleeps 2 hits. Jack, he's keeping what we'll do, watch it afterwards. And then we've got Toby and Jacob. Toby is just a D8 for stamina. Sorry, a D10. He's got a B for his strength. He does not sleep well. So he gets a sleep deprived. I think it's several. So we'll give him, we'll say that Nate, so I'll do like a line and a second sleep deprived will give another line, and that means they're sleep deprived. So 2 nights. I reckon 1 night without sleep, you're not sleep deprived. I've gone 1 night without sleep loads of times, and I wouldn't say I'm sleep deprived until I've done 2 nights without sleep. And then we've got Jacob is hard as nails. Jacob is. He's got a D12, D6 for stamina, D12 for his strength, D6 for his stamina. He gets no hits either, so he also doesn't sleep properly. You'd think that they would. Maybe it's because of the noise of everybody else in the vehicle. Maybe Staff keeps farting. No sleep. Now we've got Jane. Jane is going to use Staff's binoculars. So Jane has an intelligence of an 8 and a recon of an 8 with the binoculars. It's a D10, but then it drops back down to a D8 because of the weather, and it's night time. Which would be 2 minuses, I think. Minus for the weather, and actually it should be more than 1. 2 minus 2 because it's night time, which would drop that down to a D8, D6. And then we'll say that Jack is helping, which will take it up to a D8, D8. She gets 1 hit. Good work, Jane. And then we will see, we'll interpret this. We might just say, we'll see what this is. If it is an encounter that they would get, what it is some of the people from the shantytown are creeping up to see if they can come and nick anything. Because basically they're desperate. What do we got? Forest fire. So we've got out in the wilderness, which technically speaking, they're not really travelling on the road. They're done. This says at the daytime and a stationary camp. I know it's nighttime technically speaking, but the stationary camp and that makes me quite happy that I'm going to say that a couple of the people from the camp start sneaking up. I am going to give them, I'm going to say they're civilians, and they are going to attempt to do a recon roll, which would be agility C, which is a D8, and recon of a D6. They're going to try and sneak up. Jane has got 1 hit. They need to get 2 hits for Jane not to see them. They get 1 hit. So Jane is in the middle of doing watch, and she starts to see something, and she's not too sure. And then all of a sudden, she can see what it is, and she will, let's see, is she going to shout or she's going to shoot? This is Jane, isn't it? Jane is going to, she's not going to use the L96 for this. She will be using the hunting rifle that she was assigned. She's got a D12, D10 for range combat. She's using the hunting rifle, which gives it D12, D12. It's night time, which gives it D10, D10, and nighttime and the weather. And she will fire 1 shot, which means that she doesn't get an ammo dice. She is going to attempt to shoot at one of these people sneaking in the dark. She gets 2 hits, which does a damage of 3, and then +1 for the extra one, doing 4, which is the hunting rifle is a crit of 4. She takes a shot, hits the guy in the middle of the torso. There's a bang, everyone wakes up, and she pops her head down and goes, saw someone sneaking out there, they're not sneaking anymore. And then she'll pop her head back up again and start to do a have a look around to see if she can see where the other person has gone to. What did we give her? D8, D8. She gets 1 hit. The dude is sneaking, which we gave them a D8, D6. He gets 1 hit, which means she spots him as well. She's going to take another shot. We said D10. I went down to D10, didn't I? She takes plus another hit. So she puts a round into this other bloke. So there's 5. So she's used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. She puts a round into the other one, who goes down screaming. And Jack is going to dismount and run over. Let's see, let's give him, he's gone down, he's taken 3, he took 3 damage. That's what the damage is, 3 damage. How much damage does a civilian have? A civilian has a hit capacity of 4. Was he already wounded? If he was already wounded, we will say that he dies, and Jack will go and say they just look like civilians. So Jack is gonna go over, head over. Maybe Staff will quickly get up and come and help. Reds, is he still alive? Blacks, is he's dead? Reds, he's still alive. So Staff is going to go over. They're going to grab the dude. They will drag him back to the camp. And Jacob, Jonesy is going to attempt to do field medicine on him to keep him alive, and then they can talk to them in the morning, and we'll do that next session. Doing a success, so one civilian killed. Jane's gone a bit trigger happy since being shot. 1 alive, injured. Does this guy speak any English, or only, or maybe a different language? So let's go. Is this person Polish? What's that? Spades? No. Are they American English? Red? Yes. So they are. So we'll go 1 to 3 English, 4, 5, 6. They're Americans. So where they are? Are they not from there? Are they just a scout? Are they scouts from the Marauders? Okay. Maybe they're scouts from the Marauders, because the Marauders camp isn't that far away. Maybe these were two of the Marauders. So maybe they're wearing. He's not a civilian. He's wearing U.S. Marine. He's wearing a Marine uniform. He's wearing a Marine uniform. He's injured. Let's see. Is he part of the Marauders? Diamonds. Yes. This is someone who's part of the Marauders. So he's one of the Marauders. One of the deserters, Marauders. So in the morning, so Staff is going to tie him up. The other guy is brought in. Do they have kit? Do they have a radio? Yes. Neutral, yeah, but it's broken or out of battery. So maybe they were off scouting. The battery ran out of their radio. They were heading back. They saw these. They thought they'd have a look and see what it is, and then they could go back and bring everybody out to come and hit them and grab a Bradley for them to use. So that means that they can get the radio up and running, and they might be able to listen in on the conversations that were going. So it's just a small, short radio. We'll look up what radio that is in between. And we have someone that we can do. We can do more interrogations. And we don't have Doc here to stop Staff going mad on the interrogations. That would be interesting. We can maybe without Doc's empathy, they can go a bit darker. So we have a prisoner. It's now the night shift, and then we will start. We'll start next session on the day of the 12th of May morning. Some of them will still need to get some sleep, because people didn't get a proper night's. The only person who got a proper night's sleep was Staff with his 2 hits, and everyone else is a bit tired. We have an injured deserter marine. What shall we call the marine? We'll call the marine. Let's go for a name from this book. Who's this? Brad Kane. It's written on his uniform. Brad Kane is the surviving marine. It's written on their uniform. So there's one dead, one surviving. Everyone else will go back to what they're doing. He's tied up and gagged, and we're going to end there and begin next session on the 12th of May, where we can find out, see if we can question this bloke and see if he'll give up any information about the Marauders, and then we can do a scout down on the Marauders and see how difficult they might be to hit, and then probably we'll have to do a tabletop for that because it might be lots of moving parts. Now we've got a lot of people in the team and we've got a tank. Well, an APC. Thank you very much for sticking with me for this. Sorry I was a bit rusty to start off with, but I think by that end I've remembered how to play it. Thank you very much to you for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, could you please become one? That would be lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to our members. Thank you for all of your support, and I will see you next time for more Twilight 2000. So yeah.